This hour by Frederick Remington, fully cooked, ready-to-eat bacon. Exclusive, no refrigeration, 10-year extended shelf life bacon. The thickest, meatiest, center-cut bacon in the industry at fullycookedbacon.com.
Broadcasting live from the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona, in the heart of the great American Southwest. It's Erskin Overnight. Now, here's Erskin.
Gerald Celente. He's a futurist. CNN, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, they all turn to when they want to understand future trends. Future trends are something that has a real importance to each of us. It's what's coming, what is coming, where you should invest your time, your efforts. Not necessarily your money, but your time, your efforts. Because Trends Research Institute correctly predicted the 1987 stock market crash, demise of the Soviet Union, the dot-com crash, gourmet coffees, social, political, economic trends, including the election of Donald Trump. It was the first national publication to say he would be the next president. Since 1980, Mr. Celente and his staff forecast many events that went undetected, counter to the broad spectrum of expert opinion. Now, future trends for your prosperity. This isn't a maybe publication. It's a publication that can affect you every day. You hear that all the time, don't you, Gerald?
Well, yeah, people are very pleased with it. It's the only publication where you actually read history before it happens. And unlike what goes on in most of the media, we have no agenda other than putting out the facts. So there's no spin on it.
Yeah, so you're not Republican, you're not Democrat, you're not putting political spin on stuff. There's no fake news here. It's history before it happens, and you've been doing that for years because this really tells you what's happening. One of the articles was Atoms to Bits, and what this basically talks about is a human brain and computer intelligence coming together could mean the loss of 40% of all current jobs. Now, when you're looking at that, this is a scary prospect. I was telling some of the parts of that article to my wife, and I said, what can we do? And she said, move to Mars. It looks like the artificial intelligence, which he calls alien intelligence in the article, could actually be taking over for humans. And if this happens, are we going to need a guaranteed income for humans in the U.S. if we're losing 40%?
The guaranteed income thing is coming from the multi-billionaires who are giving very little back to society. So they're the ones making that one up. But no, what happens is that there's an evolution beyond this. And it's just like what happened, the industrial age changed everything. And now we're going into the atoms to bits age, the robotic age. So something new will come to replace it, and people find jobs doing different things than they're not doing now. So there'll be more jobs, just different kinds. And right now we're at the transition point. We really can't see it now. So there's the negatives and the positives. And I would go overall that it'll probably be more negative than positive because I look at things as a devolution of society, considering where we're going rather than a evolution. So it can have dire consequences, but it could also have very positive ones. For example, VR-E, virtual reality education. I mean, the education system in this country stinks. And if anybody finds that offensive, look around. Why are we in so much trouble? If we had an education system that was working, you'd think we'd be in the problems that we have? So just by going by the facts, we spend more per capita just about than any other country. So virtual reality education changes this industrial age system that we have.
Kids can learn at their own speed with that. They can learn at their own speed. They don't have to be held back because one kid in the class is a little slow. They can go at their own speed, can't they?
Yeah, and not only that, Erskin, they'll be also taught things that they can use rather than a general education. General who gave us this education? We all have to learn the same stupid stuff?
Right.
So now with virtual reality education, you think you're in a classroom, but you have courseware that's designed for you, the individual. And as I mentioned, we're going out of the industrial age into the robotic and atoms to bits age. So when you look at the education system, this is a fact. It was developed in Germany for the Industrial Revolution.
Right.
To put people in centralized locations, teach them how to read, write, do a little bit of arithmetic, and most of all, follow orders.
Right.
So that's what we have, and that's what this stupid, ignorant, expensive, moronic, disgusting, tax-burdened education system that we have. Anybody out there that's paying school taxes knows what I'm talking about.
They're indoctrination centers. They're more indoctrination centers.
And again, Erskin, if it was working, we would not be in the trouble that we have.
Now, let's look at a couple of things in the atoms and bits. This, to me, was astonishing. The largest taxi cab company, the largest retailer, and the largest accommodation provider. Uber, number one, they have no vehicles. Number two, the largest retailer, Alibaba, they have no inventory. And Airbnb, largest real estate, but they have no real estate, but it's the largest accommodation provider. Boy, is that a wake-up, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, Doug Grunter, who wrote that article, he's a commentator on WDST radio, Woodstock Radio over here. I've known him for many years. Really a bright guy, and he put that together. And we have a number of really great contributors from around the world, actually, that really make the Trends Journal something different. And again, like Doug pointed out, when you think that's brand new. I mean, this is brand new in terms of trends are born, they grow, they mature, reach old age, and die. These trends are just growing. The Amazon, the Alibaba. Back in 1996, Reuters quoted me, this 20 years ago, of saying that online shopping will be revolutionary as soon as people feel safe transferring their money to another source without delivering it. And that was what was holding it back. People were afraid back then. So that's just to show you the life cycle of the trend. It's brand new, and 20 years isn't old.
No. Another thing says, let the tech do the memorizing. Computers are better at it, after all. Print versus screen, the difference between reading on the print versus the screen is very small. That's why books are going by the wayside. The whole issue of Trends Journal I read on the screen. IQ is provided by computers. Self-identity and sense of purpose is shifting. And you also have a future monopolized by the wealthy and powerful. There's going to be a larger gap between the haves and have-nots. Smart machines learn more, retrieve more information faster and more effectively than we humans. Where does that leave us? That's a good question. Where does it leave us?
Again, this is a transition period. New things will be developed as a result of this. As I was mentioning, virtual education. So now you're going to have your child be taught by someone that could be from another place around the world, but that teacher is appropriate for the person that's learning. So it creates new jobs, new opportunities, and new directions. Again, just like the Airbnb. And you go all around the country, and you can see the places that are thriving that were dying, that all of a sudden tourism is going to, because it's affordable. So it creates new opportunities. Old ones die.
Let's take another example. You're on PRN FM Wednesday. It's PRN.FM, Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern every week. And you can talk to people all over the United States, all over the world. This is an amazing thing versus 20 years ago, where you can have an audience that is worldwide immediately. I have the same thing, whereas before it was very localized. Maybe we figure we lost a lot, but we're gaining an awful lot of perspective. We're becoming more globalized, like it or not, in our perspective. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Gerald Celente. That's PRN FM Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Listen to Gerald Celente every week.
We'll be launching those missiles in about 2 minutes, so don't you...
Springtime is save big time at Herbal Healer Academy. Long-term customers know spring is the time to stock up at herbalhealer.com. And for new customers, welcome to the web's best place to save on vitamins, minerals, and more. Log on for spring specials, including our 500 parts per million colloidal silver, all sizes on sale. Choose from Herbal Healer's great variety of weight loss products like apple cider vinegar, Hoodia and Metabolic Complex, and Pro Metabolic, all on sale now. Also, the anti-parasite Intestinal Freedom and Warwood Plus Complex, plus Stevia Liquid Sweetener and the Super Enzymes, all on sale for spring at herbalhealer.com. As always, we offer certificate correspondence courses in natural medicine. Enjoy same-day shipping and free online newsletter. Log on now to herbalhealer.com and click on Spring Specials to save big with our nation's leader in supplying quality natural medicine and education since 1988, Herbal Healer Academy.
It's a no-brainer. A Big Berkey water filter is the one you need, period. You need a water filter that removes chlorine, fluoride, pharmaceuticals, BPA, and other endocrine disruptors, pesticides, bacteria, viruses, and much more, right? And does it all at only 2 cents per gallon. Get the original and most trusted name in gravity water filtration, Big Berkey. And now GCN listeners receive 5% off ceramic filter systems using code GCN. Call or click 1-877-99-BERKEY or BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY.
Identity theft is going to ruin your life if you're not prepared. Hi, everyone. This is Paul with Liberty ID. Hey, millions of Americans fall victim every year. Odds are your identity has already been compromised, and alerts aren't going to save you. The solution is restoration, and the only company that provides a money-back guarantee is Liberty ID. Go to Liberty ID and use the promo code FREE TRIAL for 60 days free. That's libertyid.com, promo code FREE TRIAL for 60 days free. Cancel at any time. Liberty ID is the industry leader in identity theft restoration, with a 100% success rate in restoring our subscribers' identities no matter how they're stolen. Liberty ID fixes the fallout for you. Liberty ID does the work, but you have to be prepared. Go to libertyid.com, promo code FREE TRIAL. libertyid.com, libertyid.com.
Welcome aboard. Your new science fiction adventure is ready to launch. Discover an amazing journey at GalaxyQuestBooks.com. Start a new sci-fi adventure with the Guardian series, a classic sci-fi mystery that starts 500 years in the future. From author D. Arthur Gusner. Series available from Barnes & Noble or Amazon as paperback or ebooks. GalaxyQuestBooks.com, where the adventure begins.
Are you happy washing your hands with harsh chemicals? Are you happy doing laundry with detergents? Are you happy paying high prices? Find your happiness with Pure Soap. These all-natural, earth-friendly Pure Soaps are the very best you've ever used. Buy in bulk. Get a 12, 36, or 48-month supply. Or get items individually and still save big. You're getting soap products twice as good as what you're using now. Earth-friendly and natural soaps. Your family deserves the best. Happiness is 5starsoap.com. Why not put your money up the drain for a change? See them at 5starsoap.com or call 1-800-340-7091 for a catalog. Cal Ben Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils. See their full selection of soaps at 5starsoap.com. That's F-I-V-E starsoap.com or call 1-800-340-7091 for a catalog.
Here at the retirement home, we always listen to Erskin overnight. It's all we got to listen to.
Everybody's hyping Gerald Celente, trendsresearch.com, the driverless vehicles. This is what's next. This is what's coming. Meanwhile, they seem to get a lot of accidents. There's a lot of problems with them. And it seems like the recalls, the lawsuits and all against the auto companies aren't ready for this, are they? This driverless vehicle may work with trucks, may work with buses, may work with mining, but you'd say this is another dot-com bust.
Yeah, it really is, and you nailed it, all the things that you said. Yeah, that's where it'll work from point A to point B. I mean, who's been driving in traffic lately? Really. You want to get there as fast as you can. People are cutting off people everywhere. Always everybody is sitting in their car like robots and let the car do the driving for them. This is not going to happen. And this is what we're looking at. This is more Silicon Valley con man hype, and a lot of money's going into it. We just don't see it happening. Not probably in our lifetimes. Look, how many airbags explode? And your accelerator's stuck. Your electronic key doesn't work. I mean, one little thing after another. And all of a sudden you're going to have a vehicle driving itself? Again, from point A to point B, yes. Bus routes, truck routes, mining operations, but not on the major highways, not in the back streets. Don't see it happening.
Electric vehicles. This is the big rage. Everybody's talking about Elon Musk and his cars. They're beautiful cars. They're lovely cars, but they're very limited in their range. You've got to find special places to plug them in. That takes extra time. I thought it was much bigger than that. If you listen, it's huge. 1% of the sales in the U.S., Europe, and China. You're saying electric vehicles, gas, the batteries are still limited. It's not going to take over. Not for a long time.
Yeah, when we wrote that, not long ago, just a couple of weeks ago, that was the situation. Because the batteries they're using, the technology, when batteries were invented?
No. Well, back in Babylon times, the wet cells.
1800.
Right.
So, this is you want to talk about a smokestack industry. So to get that battery going, but then all of a sudden, just this week, Toyota came out with a battery that they say could double what they have in the current one. That they said that by the early 2020s, it plans to sell cars equipped with solid state batteries, which replace the damp electrolyte used to transport lithium ions inside today's batteries with a glass-like plate. These batteries can store nearly twice the energy compared with batteries with a liquefied electrolyte.
How do you say game changer? That's a game changer on it. Yep. That comes about. And
again, that's the whole deal here. We said with what they have, it won't work. Toyota also aims to cut charge times because the solid electrolyte can safely handle higher currents. So they're going to be eliminating a lot of the safety features in today's batteries with this that makes solid-state batteries much less expensive. So we're going to see what happens with this. If this is real, then there's a bit of an evolution here. And again, with the battery technology they have now, currently when we wrote that, it's just not going to work.
I had an early Prius, and it had the big stickers on it. If this car's in an accident, don't come near it because of electrical shock. I didn't want that. That was pretty scary. You've seen that.
Yeah. So that's where we're at with this. But right now it's more hype. But again, you got to tie this all together in a globalnomic aspect. Even that we're talking about electric cars. Think about wind power, solar power. And then let's look at oil prices. Look how low they are at the gas pump. Liquefied natural gas is now, they just closed down 2 nuclear power plants they're going to build in South Carolina. It doesn't pay anymore because of liquefied natural gas. And what happened because of that fracking? When did fracking come about? Only about 10 years ago. So again, whether you like it or dislike it, not the issue. The fact is there's more product than demand. And then you make it and you put it into the globalnomic sense that we do, and you take countries like Saudi Arabia. They need oil to sell at $100 a barrel for their budget to break even.
Not going to happen.
We're around $50 a barrel, and now they have an unemployment rate of almost 13%, and that's Saudi Arabia. Then you look what's going on in Venezuela. Look where the riots going on. They were almost totally reliant on oil exports. Then goes back to electric cars, alternatives. So you were seeing, and then when you were talking about atoms to bits, we're in a transformation period.
We really are. This is as big a transformation as the Industrial Revolution, but we've had it throughout history, and in the article you talk about it. Now, the one problem that we're having right now today we've got a major problem with the millennials. They don't want to hire millennials. Why? Because poor communication skills, poor social skills. They've been on their smartphones. They've been on texting too much. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to communicate, and they have poor social skills. They may be very bright, but without social skills or communication, people don't want them, do they?
Well, right now, but again, in an artificial intelligence world, one aspect right now they may not fit in, but in a decoupled world, they may do just fine. Just thinking about it as you were talking about it, because that's where we're going. Another thing just came out about what millennials are eating. And, all this stuff about, healthy foods and this and that. You see, McDonald's sales just went up. They said, because of healthier foods. And look at the people going into McDonald's. How healthy do they look?
Right.
What I'm saying is the healthy food thing isn't really going. When you look at it, the organic market's about $40 billion in a $400 billion marketplace. Millennials spent an average of $202 a month on food prepared outside the home last year, up from an average of $159 in 2015.
Most of them don't know how to cook, Gerald.
That's the point I'm making. So you're talking about communications?
Right.
Yeah, they can't cook for themselves.
Right.
So, and again, in an artificially intelligent world, they may fit in fine. And that's actually an artificially intelligent, because that's what it really is. It's not artificial intelligence. It's artificially intelligent, because we're taking it out of the human spirit.
Now, you've got talking about taking things away. I think this is a major plus. Cough into your smartphone. It's going to tell you what's wrong with you. By the characteristic cough, give you a probable diagnosis. This sort of thing can be good as doctors are becoming more and more overtaxed.
Yeah, again, there are the positives and the negatives. And this is something positive. But again, going back and seeing where we are with it, when I was a kid, I remember, the doctor coming to visit our house.
Right. We are getting old when we remember a doctor coming to the house.
The doctor used to come to the house.
Right. Now, you also talk about the economic mid-year report. Trump, protectionist, and his trade policies formed a progressive populist party versus globalization, Democrats and some Republicans. Looks like we've got a new party evolving. We'll talk more about that when we return with Gerald Celente. Trends Research. Subscribe to it or be nowhere.
Erskin has gone to see a man about a mule.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the Internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
If food became scarce, would you be able to feed yourself and your family? Have you found some emergency food supplies can cost upwards of $300 for a month's supply, and worst of all, they're packed with chemicals and other unpronounceable ingredients? At 30dayfood.com, our mission is to provide you with food that's not only healthy and natural, but also affordable. At 30dayfood.com, for only $127, you can order meals that are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, packaged in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers for a superior shelf life. For a limited time only, your order ships free, but that's not all. Enter promo code PREP10 to receive 10% off your entire order. Call 800-700-2184 today. 30dayfood.com keeps prices low by buying directly from suppliers in the Pacific Northwest, then passing the savings along to you. Go to 30dayfood.com or call 800-700-2184 for the most cost-effective and healthy food storage solution. That's 30dayfood.com at 800-700-2184.
Today, how to get started on incorporating your business in just 10 minutes so you won't lose everything if you get sued. Step 1. Stop putting it off. If you're not incorporated and someone sues your business tomorrow, it's not just your business at risk. You can lose everything. Your home, your car, even your life savings. Step 2. Call Incorporate.com to start your incorporation in just 10 minutes. Or get a free incorporation toolkit including exclusive information on how to start and grow your business. Call 1-800-943-6798. Incorporate.com doesn't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy, so you can start incorporating or forming an LLC in just 10 minutes. Step 3. Congratulate yourself. By taking just 10 minutes, you're on the way to protecting your home, car, and life savings. And that is how you get started on incorporating your business in just 10 minutes. Call 1-800-943-6798. Incorporate.com is giving away incorporation toolkits for free. That's 1-800-943-6798.
So why don't you just kick back and let's listen to Erskin overnight while I puff on my favorite stogie. Hey now, I wouldn't lie to you.
Around the world, there is a movement towards populism, towards America first, France first, you name the country first. And Trump's caught hold of this with the Progressive Populist Party versus the globalization. Now, the Republicans are divided into three parties. You've got the conservatives, you've got the elitists, or they've got other names for them. I've got other names for them. And you also have the progressive populist, which is Trump. And I think the conservatives are joining in with the populists. And they're for personal privacy, restricting excessive regulations, restraining foreign policy involvement, a lot of these things. And I think he's got a lot of support among the people, but he's fighting the Democrats, a lot of the Republicans, and he's also fighting the media. It's a tough battle to fight. Is he going to win?
You know, I think he is. And again, you know, he's not my kind of guy. You know, we're political atheists who don't take positions on this.
Right.
I didn't vote for him or Hitler, either of them. You know, they both.
Why did Hillary lose? I love this. You said Hillary lost because she was Hillary. That was wonderful.
I mean, what, people forgetting? You know, the Russians are coming. The Russians are coming.
I know.
You know, by the way, there is not one. I'm so disgusted with the way the media is writing about this. There's not one shred of evidence that the Russians hacked into the system. It's only hearsay. And it's hearsay by Obama administration flunkies that were in charge of the NSA and others. There's not one piece of evidence, period, paragraph. And what they're doing is they're getting the Americans to hate the Russians. Isn't that stupid?
And then they're putting the sanctions on and all of this when we should be working together, in my opinion, with Russia.
I know. What has Russia done?
Right.
Russia, look what they did in Ukraine. No, wait a minute. America overthrew the democratically elected government of Yanukovych.
Look at what they did in Syria. They're the ones who were fighting ISIS. Excuse me. We were fighting Assad. They were fighting ISIS. It makes more sense to me.
Oh, and and Russia was invited in by Assad, who was elected by the people with an international observers, and he got 80% of the vote. America's there as against international law, invading a foreign nation. But these are all these. Oh, and look what Russia did. You talked about how about Libya? Boy, when they overthrew that guy Gaddafi, you know. Oh yeah. Oh, and look what they did. Those Russians, that Saddam Hussein. Remember Putin saying that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction and ties to Al Qaeda. You remember that? Oh, and look at those Russians Oh, yeah, they're in Afghanistan now for 16 years, and it cost that Russian government $2.5 trillion to keep fighting that losing war that's the longest in their history. Oh, no, those are the Americans, aren't they?
On all those issues, absolutely. And this is something that is I believe Trump is trying to turn around some of that.
You know, the other
we've got to be friends with
Trump,
Russia.
If I may, with Trump also, with Syria. You know, the prostitute media is not putting out the word that they signed when he met with Putin at the G20 meeting. They agreed to a peace treaty in Syria for time being to stop bombing, and it's worked, and that's not getting any news at all.
And if you also recall, in Syria, they have allowed freedom for the Christians, freedoms for the Jews, freedoms for the Muslims. It isn't one of these countries that has become one that you have to follow everything that is Muslim and the Christians are being killed. It's not happening in Syria by the administration that's leading in Syria. There's a Holocaust in the Middle East, and I believe that we hopefully should be on the side of preventing it.
We're the ones that helped cause it. Along with the Arab League, with the overthrow of Gaddafi and the destruction of Iraq. That's all this is. This thing is led by the Saudis, the Wahhabis. You want to talk about a radical group, the beheaders in chief. You know, what they have 185 people last year they beheaded. I mean,
right.
and Hillary Clinton talking about how she's going to be the first woman elected, and they get all the money from the Saudis who don't allow the women to drive cars and treat the women. You know, you want to talk about a misogynist state, but they're our friends. So what I'm saying is this destabilization. Syria used to be a prime tourist area for years. People from all over the world used to go to Syria. This is about oil. Syria was pumping out 400,000 barrels of oil a day, and now they're pumping out nothing. Before this happened in 2011, brought to you by the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner Barack Obama.
Right. 2 weeks in there, he gets the award. Now, this is why people should be watching what you've got coming, the presidential reality show. You've got that name copyrighted. It's your name. You were first to predict the Trump victory. There's global economic. You've talked about all the things that could happen. Iraq, Syria, Israel, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Afghanistan, North Korea, South China Sea, France, Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil, Philippines, Bahrain, and the Ukraine. All those are hot spots. You've got lots to talk about. And the problem is that all the news is controlled by 6 corporations, control 90% of the news. You want to be free, you want to be independent, you want to watch presidential reality show. When's that going to be starting, Gerald?
Well, we're going to be starting it hopefully in the fall. And what you mentioned about 6 companies controlling 90% of the media?
Right.
You know, you could thank for that, of course.
Absolutely.
Slick Willie Clinton.
Yep.
The 1996 Federal Communications Act.
Which was put forward by John McCain.
Yep. John Insane McCain. By the way,
right.
I was saying he wasn't a war hero long before Trump. You're not a war hero bombing innocent people in Vietnam and getting your plane shot down. That does not make you a hero. Hero has a different definition.
It does, and they called him Songbird McCain because he was willing to tell anything and everything.
And another guy born on third base and thought he had a home run. If his old man wasn't an admiral and his grandpappy wasn't an admiral, he would have graduated last at Annapolis, crashed a couple of planes. He would have been thrown out a long time ago. Another guy with an attitude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then look what he did. He betrayed the people of Arizona, the people of America, and with his vote on the Obamacare. He certainly did not run on that.
Yeah, again, people, they're going to get rid of Obamacare. Do you see the rates are going up another 30%? This isn't free health. This isn't national health care. This is fascism, the merger of state and corporate powers where we're being forced to buy from private corporations that can make all the money they can off us. That's all this is, and it's all it's become. Capitalism died officially when they came out with the line, too big to fail. And under Obama, when bringing in Eric Holder, that guy that went back to the white shoe boy firms over there on Wall Street to work with, the lawyer firms that protect all those criminals on Wall Street, they were too big to jail, too. There's no such thing as too big to fail in capitalism. This is not capitalism. It's the merger of state and corporate powers that Mussolini called fascism.
Absolutely, 100% correct. Capitalism, you are too big to failure. Failures happen, successes happen. More when we return.
And don't go postal. Erskin will be right back.
Anytime, any place, anywhere, radio remains the most intimate of all forms of media. At home, at work, in the car, on smartphones. Over 90% of consumers still listen to radio every week. That makes choosing radio as a place to advertise your business one of the best decisions you can make. Email advertise@gcnlive.com and partner up with an experienced GCN representative. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
If food became scarce, would you be able to feed yourself and your family? Have you found some emergency food supplies can cost upwards of $300 for a month's supply, and worst of all, they're packed with chemicals and other unpronounceable ingredients? At 30dayfood.com, our mission is to provide you with food that's not only healthy and natural, but also affordable. At 30dayfood.com, for only $127, you can order meals that are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, packaged in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers for superior shelf life. For a limited time only, your order ships free, but that's not all. Enter promo code PREP10 to receive 10% off your entire order. Call 800-700-2184 today. 30dayfood.com keeps prices low by buying directly from suppliers in the Pacific Northwest, then passing the savings along to you. Go to 30dayfood.com or call 800-700-2184 for the most cost-effective and healthy food storage solution. That's 30dayfood.com at 800-700-2184.
Being self-reliant is about being prepared and to do what you need to have your own source of renewable energy. Portable Solar LLC offers the most powerful EMP-hardened solar system on the market that is transportable from place to place, and the best part, it's very affordable. Contact them at portablesolarllc.com or call for details at 972-575-8875. Soul Arc EMP-hardened solar generator energy insurance for your family or business. Call Portable Solar LLC today or go to portablesolarllc.com to check out their patent-pending technology.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-557-0158. That's 800-557-0158. Again, 800-557-0158.
Now that you don't have to kick Dick around anymore, you're probably like all the rest. You listen to Erskin overnight, don't you?
Obviously, if you can't tell, Gerald Celente's not afraid to speak his mind because he's speaking the truth. And he's doing a webcast that's going to come up this fall called Presidential Reality Show. Now, if he's doing a webcast, this article certainly is not going to help a lot. Digital advertising, it's controlled by Facebook, it's controlled by Google. 46%. Facebook made $34 billion. Google made $73 billion. But it doesn't reach the audiences that were promised. They overestimated their viewing time by 60 to 80%. And they said, oh, we've got bugs in the system. I know what the bugs in the system are. You and I both know. 2/3 rethinking their Facebook ads because it's not reaching who they said. J.P. Morgan Chase went there in March 2017, ran bank ads on 400 100,000 sites. Then they ran it on 5,000. Same results. They've been fudging their figures. People feel like they have to have a presence on Facebook. They have to have a presence on Google. They're fudging all their figures, aren't they, Gerald?
Yeah, they are, and it kind of comes out that they're fudging them, and there's no hard data of the effectiveness of online advertising. What happens when something pops up on your screen? Boom, you try to get rid of it as quick as you can, and they're looking at the latest study came out. The attention span for ads is 5 seconds among millennials. So this is nothing. You know, what are you TV?
They count it as being viewed if you've got on there for 3 seconds. That's it.
That's
Boom,
right.
it's viewed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And what we're talking about, you know, the age of thing called television, and what do you have, 30-second ads? You know, you get the message through, so it's not working. Now, what we do, we do Trends in the News broadcast each weekday night, and it's part of the Trends in the News, Trends Journal subscription. So this is for subscribers to the Trends Journal, and as you well know, the Trends Journal is 50, 60-page magazine, and we don't have one advertisement in it. You know, so that nobody pays us to say what we say.
They pay because they want to know the truth. Now, you've got a wonderful article about Alzheimer's, part of the future. 89%, it's up since 2000, and it attacks the hippocampus, short-term memory. That's first the cerebral cortex and speech, then body functions. 500,000 new cases in the U.S. this year. No cure. Cost in 2017, $259 billion. We've got to do something on Alzheimer's. It has just absolutely taken over. There has to be something can be done. Those figures are astonishing, aren't they?
And they're going to get much worse.
$259 billion.
They're going to get much worse as the baby boomers age. I mean, the baby boomers, over 70 now, and broke the mark last year. And so, there's going to be a lot more. There are developments in a lot of different areas, and we believe we're going to start seeing some more things coming out beyond, the obvious in the pharma and the bio and other areas. We think we're going to start seeing some more natural healing kind of remedies. And again, you could even tie it back into what's going on with the whole marijuana legalization craze. They're finding the medical marijuana, does things that no allotropic drug can do.
Sure does.
And when you think about it, if the planet could feed us, could it heal us? And it's not in the best interest of Big Pharma for that to happen.
Let's take another look at cannabis. You've got a great article that alcohol attributed to 90,000 deaths a year. Cannabis, 0. Pot is now legal in Canada. You can eat it. You can drink it. You can, you can take it all sorts of different ways. Patches, vapes, smokes, and prices are coming down as more and more people are growing it. And hemp can grow 12 feet in 90 days for production, for manufacturing products. It's the new plastic and then some, isn't it?
Yes, and that's the plastic. We did a big story on that about plastic poisoning the planet, and hemp is going to be a great replacement for that. I mean, if these laws were put in place, that's only been done, in the early 1900s, 1930s, to stop pot and hemp growing, to help the alcohol industry and the plastic manufacturers. It's all done for reasons, selfish reasons, profit reasons, rather than public security or public health reasons. And again, I grew up at a time, this is a gateway drug. Even if a jerk like this Jeff Sessions saying that, words to the effect that, smoking pot, is as bad as, doing heroin. Obviously the cat never got high,
Right. Now you've got the other thing, that you've got the opioid problem, and marijuana can help with that too.
That's their showing. And look at this opiate problem. Look what it's telling you about America. Look what it's telling you about the decline of this country.
They're legal as being prescribed by doctors. That's what they're doing. Doctors are getting people hooked. They're the new dealers on the street. Now they're taking middle-class ladies and men, gentlemen, and getting them hooked on these opioids. It's the same thing as any dealer.
You got it. And when the whole drug, this kind of thing really started building up, who you can thank for this one too? Slick Willie, the Slimer, lying SOB Clinton.
Say what you mean.
He's the guy that allowed drug ads to go on television, 1997.
Absolutely. And since then, you're inundated with these ads. Everything. I mean, opioid. Either you're constipated or you're too loose, one or the other, and everything else. They've got drugs for everything. Just take a drug and you're fine. Hey, there are natural things that can take care of a lot of this. More when we return with Gerald Celente.
Don't go getting your pantyhose in a bunch. Erskine.
It's not news that people's health is declining each year. With fast food, junk food, GMOs, artificial flavoring, and more, it's obvious why our health is deteriorating. We're not supplying our body with the nutrients it needs as we should. What if I told you about a supplement that can improve your overall health simply by taking 1 teaspoon with each meal daily? And it's not a new concept. Would you take it? Dr. Reg McDaniel presents New Eden, a new formulation for nutritional support. This mixture of micronutrients returns to the modern diet vital nutrients once found in the family garden and orchard in a more agrarian society. Simply put, New Eden is a modern application of ancient nutritional traditions and knowledge of nature. The new generation global dietary supplement New Eden is now on sale. Go to wellnessquest.org or call 888-923-2664. 888-923-2664 or wellnessquest.org today for your tub of New Eden. 888-923-2664.
You want to save money in a place that gives you growth, control, and certainty without stock market risk or tax risk, and you want guarantees and you want it all tax-free. That's a tall order. But you can get all of that with properly designed participating whole life insurance. Most people think life insurance pays after you're dead. That's true. But you can have tax-free access to use your life insurance while you're alive. Get the free book to find out how. Call 702-660-7000.
Investing is a long-term process. How many times can you think of in the last decade that the stock market has destroyed retirement funds for people just like you and me? For your existing IRA, you need the security that gold has provided for centuries. Remember, gold has never been worth zero. Capital Gold would like to introduce you to the Home Storage Gold IRA. It's a self-directed IRA set up with all the protection and tax benefits of an LLC. But the big difference in this IRA is you invest in gold and you hold it in your possession. You can't do that with stocks. That's security. You can transfer any type of IRA hassle-free in days. Please call right now and learn more, and we'll waive the $500 setup fee and give you a free safe to store your gold. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. 800-535-7789. That's 800-535-7789.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest price filtration systems in every size for incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency. Get to GoBerkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com.
Here at the retirement home, we always listen to Erskin overnight. It's all we got to listen to.
Close out 2 or 3 real quick good things. They're making water out of air. 20 to 30% of the humidity can give you an 8-ounce glass of water. And water coming out of air, this could be a major factor for a lot of places. They're using eggshells and tomato skins to make, what? Tires. And they are using virtual cadavers at Case Western Reserve up in, I believe it's in Cleveland, and they're doing a lot of things with virtual reality that they're using in medical schools and other places. That's all good. On the bad side, we're running out of key mineral, of rare minerals. The last copper mine find was 2002. We've got to get back to mining, don't we?
Well, at some point, if you want to keep industry going. By the way, copper is called Dr. Copper. because copper tells you where the economy is going. And right now, copper prices are going back up from the 215 lows. And the people that are buying the most of it is China. And China, the business of China is business. The business of America is war. China's buying up the world. China's moving toward becoming the new high-tech center of the world. They're going in every direction they can to keep growing. And, again, they're the ones buying up the copper because copper is used in so many different industries. So when you look at copper prices going up, here, put this into example. The recovery since the Great Recession has been about 2% a year. Same thing under Trump. That's the lowest increase after a recession since World War II. China just came out with their GDP numbers about a week or so ago. 6.9%.
Wow. Wow. And China's doing something else. They're doing something else awfully good. They're working very strongly on their infrastructure, not only for there, but elsewhere around the world. They're building things everywhere. Everywhere. And as I said, the United States is bombing, they're building. Look what they just did in Mosul. You know, the United States destroyed a city, and when the Russians were bombing Aleppo with the Syrians, then it was an international war crime, and on the front page of every New York Times, the toilet paper of record that got us into all these wars, selling us with yellow cakes and aluminum tubes that didn't exist. But then when the United States bombs Mosul, a city twice the size in population nearly as Aleppo, then it's okay. We're getting rid of ISIS. So then what I'm saying is the business of America is war. War on terror, war around the world. The United States, those Russians, the United States has 80 bases in 80 countries. 80. And over 800 bases in 80 countries. Russia has a base in Vietnam and Syria. I would recommend a book to all my listeners called War is a Racket by General Smedley Butler. Yep. That tells you, it was written back in the 1930s, it tells you what happened then, and it's the same now. He was the most decorated general of World War I, and War is a Racket. Great book. Also, subscribe to Trends Journal, trendsresearch.com. Go up to ErskinOvernight.com. It's right there, trendsresearch.com. Gerald Celente, God bless you for all you're doing. I really love talking with you, and the listeners really appreciate it. This magazine has more information than anything you're going to read. Thank you for doing that work.
And thank you for all that you do, and thank you for having me on all these years.
Yes, sir. We'll be right back on Erskin Overnight with Larry Pratt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Erskin will be right back.
You want to save money in a place that gives you growth, control, and certainty without stock market risk or tax risk, and you want guarantees and you want it all tax-free. That's a tall order. But you can get all of that with properly designed participating whole life insurance. Most people think life insurance pays after you're dead. That's true. But you can have tax-free access to use your life insurance while you're alive. Get the free book to find out how. Call 702-660-7000.
Love or loathe him, Donald J. Trump is our 45th president. There is no denying now that Trump will go down in history, both despised and admired. Commemorate Trump's presidency with your very own Trump Silver Bust from TrumpSilverStatue.com. This museum-quality heirloom Trump Silver Statue bust is hand-cast from 20 troy ounces of silver, a great investment from TrumpSilverStatue.com. Loathed or loved, own a valuable piece of Trump's legacy. Get your solid silver Trump bust today at TrumpSilverStatue.com.
Is that Ellen painting her garage?
Yesterday she was trimming her hedges.
What's her secret?
I heard she was eating this new super berry called the Aronia berry.
Aronia? What?
Aronia berries from superberries.com. They're known for having one of the highest levels of antioxidants that helps with overall wellness.
Where can we get them?
Go to superberries.com/radio. And right now we get a free smoothie recipe book with our order. Plus we can save $4 at checkout.
I can't wait. I've got lots of projects I need to get done.
Yes, you do.
Choose health. Eat purple. Superberries.com.